Another corporate now, Protean e-Gov Technology. This is a company which listed back in November, about 3 months back. The issue price was 792 and the stock is now at levels of 1400. So it's seen a good 75% increase in the stock price. But Q3 numbers were a bit subdued. The company's revenue growth has slowed to 16%, and this time the company has reported an EBITDA loss of an EBITDA loss of about 3 crore. We now have Suresh Sethi, MD and CEO, Protean e-Gov Technologies, to take a few questions. Suresh, morning. This is Reema here. First, if you could explain what happened in the quarter. We've seen the revenue trajectory of the company in the first half of the year. Revenues were growing at 36%. But this quarter, the top line has slowed to 16%. And even at the EBITDA level, there is a loss. So tell us, what happened? What were the reasons for that?
So, Reema, good morning. Thanks for having me here again. And just to quickly address it, we've had a good quarter, actually. We've grown 29% year on year in terms of revenue. And I think maybe the number with you is incorrect. There has been a bit of gain only. We've gotten a bit of 31 CR this quarter also. So there is no EBITDA loss as such. So there is growth. And clearly, when we look at the numbers, the top line has grown 29%. Our core businesses, the traditional businesses we run on taxation, pension, and identity, they've posted good growth. A 29% growth in tax services, pension growing by 14%. And identity has really done really well because year on year, we've shown a 68% growth. And this is all linked to our core businesses, which basically enable the BFSI sector for account opening, for doing various services like digital onboarding and lending. And that has really shown a good growth. The other businesses which we are diversifying into as we move from 3 to 7 lines of business have shown growth. But naturally, it's a small base over there, while the percentage terms, it's 226%. But that's a small base we are talking about. But overall, it's been a good quarter. Third quarter always for us is a bit subdued in terms of seasonality, but otherwise we are on track with a strong growth.
Suresh, the way we calculate our margins is when we exclude the other income. So that could explain why our margins show an EBITDA loss, while the number you're referring to includes the other income, which is, I think, close to about 29-30 crore on the top line. But you're saying Q3 is always typically subdued. Why is that?
So Q3, Reema, gets subdued because of largely we've seen from the PAN issuance business. Quarter 3 always goes a bit lower. Compared to last year, we are at par because last year there was a sort of specific activity going on with some deadlines in terms of linkages. But otherwise, it is largely a lower quarter. Historically, that has been the trend.
Right. Suresh, good morning. Thank you so much for joining in. Your core business, which is the tax services business, is almost half of your revenue. That was a little subdued this quarter specifically, although the 9-month number looks healthy at around 29%. Since you mentioned that it is a seasonally soft quarter in itself, do you see that number improving in the fourth quarter as well? And do you have a projection for the entire year as to how much this business would grow in its entirety?
So definitely, again, I'll go historic because I won't like to put a forward-looking statement on the table just now. But the last quarter for us, generally, there's an uptick. So we definitely see it going up. Other than the fact that it's grown year on year, the other fact clearly is that on a trajectory basis, our PAN issuances are significantly higher than last year. Even if you look at the numbers this year, we are almost 48% higher on leading issuance numbers compared to last year. So to that extent, we see a good trajectory, and we hope the last quarter momentum will be the same as it has been traditionally.
Suresh, when we look at the expense items, there is a sharp jump in the repairs and maintenance of computers, telecom systems, software cost. So this quarter, it's at 35 crore, which compares with 24 crores a year ago. And even on a quarter-on-quarter basis, that number was about 19-20 crore. What is this cost? Is this a one-time tech upgrade kind of an expense?
Yeah, Reema, so this is as we are expanding into new businesses. There were 2 elements, as we said earlier, into which our costing goes. One is in terms of the people expenditure, where we are putting money behind specialized resources and experts and sector specialists. The second area is the tech. So as we are putting investing tech, we are building centers of excellence on open source technologies, on AI, on blockchain. These are some of the areas in which the costing has gone. So if you look at these numbers, while it's coming under the heads of repair and maintenance, what is behind it is mostly new business tech investments. And we don't expect these to continue as such because a lot of investment has gone in, naturally goes ahead of time in certain cases. But that is really where the number has gone up.
All right, then we leave it at that. Thank you so much for joining in and sharing your thoughts on the numbers, and wish you good luck for the quarters ahead. That was the management of Protean e-Gov Technologies. And it's time for a short break here on Trading Hour. Up next, we'll discuss the way forward with the markets. That's more important. That's the most important bit going on today. Nilesh Shetty of Quantum Advisors will be joining us in a bit. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.